Ryan Vasello is with us from Wyoming Valley West. We're talking wrestling, and Ryan, let's talk a little bit about your program there at Wyoming Valley West and try to get young men interested to wrestle it up. And everybody seems in District 2 just trying to fill out those rosters.
Yeah, absolutely. This year's been a special year for us. We have a super young team, but we're very competitive. We have a lot of freshmen that we brought up. We have some guys that we could put the 1-2 punch in there and be competitive.
Big shot in the arm this summer with Cale Sanderson coming to Wyoming Valley West. Talk about what that experience was like.
That I think did a lot for our district. It showed kind of what our sport is about, what our school is about. Most importantly, it's about giving back to the wrestling community, and I think that was our main objective. To get everybody involved from District 2, some teams outside of our district as well. But I felt it was very positive, bringing that into our area.
There's been some fierce rivalries over the years. I don't know as much now. It seems like the tables have turned a little bit where guys like yourself and other coaches from District 2 are kind of you guys are kind of like gluing together the best you could to just make sure the sport makes it and stays positive the best it could, knowing every year District 4, District 11 are awfully good, but it seems like there's definitely a special bond between the coaches to keep it going and elevate the level a little bit.
That's what we have to do. We have to stick together. We go down to District 11, we go to District 4. Those teams are grinding every day. Those teams are wrestling one another all throughout the summer, being competitive. And that's what we have to do as a district to get better. We need to worry about ourselves as a whole and just keep grinding. That's my input on District 2 wrestling, that we need to stick together and we need to really work through to excel.
And we do have some kids individually in some of these programs that will excel and get to the district level, the regional level, and the state level this year out of District 2. Let's talk about your team and some of the strengths that you have at certain weight classes and some of these young men stepping up.
Like I said, I have some young guys, some freshmen that I brought up. They made a huge impact on our team already. 106, Ian Rashford, stepping it up as a freshman. I have 113, Xander Ramakis, and I have Caden Kusick. 120, JJ White, and 26, David Krakowski. Those guys are, they are the foundation of our team, and they're really pulling together this year and making a huge impact for our team.
Competition in the Wyoming Valley Conference. Hazleton seems like they have some good kids. Dallas has some good kids. Coughlin's no pushover, that's for sure. So take us through some of those matches and what you're looking forward to.
Obviously I'm just trying to be competitive this year. I believe when it's our time, it's going to be our time, but there are some tough teams. Hazleton, very young team, but man, they really turned it up at the conference. Dallas has a nice team put together. Coughlin as well. They have a young team, and I'm just looking forward to finishing out our year and seeing where we match up with these teams.
There's also some good tradition at Wyoming Valley West. There's some good wrestlers that have gone through that program. Talk about what you try to talk to these guys about some Spartan tradition and what it's been like.
Obviously grind every day. Wrestling is not an easy sport. You got to push through it. A, we got to work hard. B, we got to maintain our weight. C, we got to keep our grades up. We got to go to school. The Valley West tradition has been very strong since back in the 60s. 68, I believe, the first high school class to graduate from Valley West High School, in Kingston Middle School, But, there's been some big names that have come through that school, and, those big names still come watch us wrestle. And, that's uplifting, these guys still interested in the program, and it's pretty awesome.
All right, Ryan, great to catch up with you, and we look forward to talking to some of your young wrestlers.
Thank you.
Ian Rashford with us from Wyoming Valley West. Freshman year, you're playing varsity sports. Talk about what that experience has been like for you.
It's been a great experience. Soccer and wrestling. The competition has been tough, but my experience in the past has helped me get through this year and hopefully more years to come.
Let's talk about soccer. You've been doing travel soccer for a long time.
Yes.
How much passion do you have for that game?
I have a lot of passion for it. If I didn't, I wouldn't be playing it now. I've been in for so long. Why stop?
How about wrestling? Talk about when you first got involved with that.
When I first got involved, it was about second grade. I wasn't good as anyone would be, and when I first started sport, I got frustrated. But my parents pushed me through it, and here I am now.
Let's talk about the wrestling room, and you get some good competition in those lower weights at Wyoming Valley West, and you probably get thrown around a little bit being the youngest guy and the lightest guy, but it's good for you, right?
Yes, it is.
What's some competition that you've gone against this year where you feel like maybe some of that hard practice has paid off?
When I'm in the wrestling room, I like to wrestle the heavier kids, but usually I don't have a choice since I am the lightest kid. But when I say heavier kids, maybe about 1 or 2 weight classes over me. For example, Caden Kusek, our 122 pounder, we were wrestling today. We both were going at it pretty good. We were just grinding it out, getting better. Both of us were getting better. Yeah.
You got a couple of siblings, 2 sisters?
Yes.
Tell us about what they're up to right now.
Who knows? That's the thing about little sisters.
That's funny. They play sports?
Zoe does swim. She had a swim meet a few days ago, and Meg is skating and playing basketball.
All right, everybody involved.
Yes.
Science and history, a couple classes that you like at school. You're doing pretty well in the classroom. Do you have any idea yet on a future for you? You're only in 9th grade, hard to think, but you thinking about that yet?
No, I'm not really. I'm hoping to I'm not hoping. I'm going to try and get into college and hopefully continue my life successfully from there.
Let's talk about, you have a cousin, Luke, so tell us a little bit about what he's up to and why you look up to him.
He's definitely my role model because as a younger kid, he was struggling in school. He had ADHD, which was a huge downfall for him, but he was moved to a private school, and from then on, he picked up everything from his grades, social life, everything, wrestling, baseball. Today, actually, he got a scholarship to NYU, and he's wrestling on their team now.
Great to hear. Great story. Let's talk about your folks and how you lean on them for advice. I'm sure they push you, pull you, do all the things that good folks do.
My dad, John Rashford, he pushes me through everything that I do, school, sports, even video games sometimes. But and my mom, she just supports me for everything that I do. She doesn't really push me, but that's really what my dad's for. She's just the motivator, I guess. She motivates me to do my best that I could.
All right, Ian, great to catch up with you. We wish you the best going forward.
Thank you.
JJ White with us from Wyoming Valley West. We talk about the wrestling program. JJ, you wrestled about 120 or captain, junior. Talk a little bit about your style as a wrestler.
I like to be more aggressive and more offensive and shoot and make the action happen rather than just be defensive and wait for them to make a move.
Let's talk about some of your wrestling background, some coaches you've had over the years, or some influences of people that have molded you into the wrestler that you are.
I've been wrestling since I was 5 years old, been to plenty of different clubs, had a lot of coaches actually, and that they all taught me great things and got me where I am today.
Keeping your weight at 120, talk how challenging that is. Everybody's got different challenges. Some people it's easy, some people it's not. So for you, you find it to be a little difficult?
Yeah, it's definitely very challenging. I think wrestling is a very hard sport, and making weight and maintaining it plays a big role in wrestling.
Let's talk about your teammates that surround you and the wrestling partners and how you guys try to get better every day.
My teammates are one of the toughest in the area, so it's good to have them around and push me and others in the room. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
A big family, so take us through your siblings.
Yeah, my oldest sister, Morgan, she works at FedEx. And then Taylor, she's 21, she's a nurse. And then my youngest sister, Riley, she's in college as of right now.
All right, everybody's setting a pretty good path.
Yeah.
Of course, you're doing a great job in the classroom, 4.0. You like science. Let's talk about life after high school, what you're thinking of doing.
I plan on being a family practitioner as of right now, but if that doesn't work out, just something in the medical field.
And what kind of colleges or universities are you looking at about?
So far, Bloomsburg, maybe Harvard, and that's pretty much it. I got a couple of emails and letters from other schools, but I've been looking at them too.
Big list of role models, a lot of people that have influenced you as the person you are. It looks like a pretty darn good list, so take us through who they are and what they've done for you.
First off, definitely my mom and dad. They've been pushing me through everything since I was 5 years old, paying for everything, driving me around, and just motivating me to keep on pushing. And then the other two, Kyle Dake and Rocky Bonomo, they're just big impact on the sport, done big things, and I just look up to them and try to be like them as best as I can.
Well, it seems like you're doing a lot of the right things, Jay, today. We wish you the best going forward, and great to catch up with you.
Thank you.
David Krakowski joins us from Wyoming Valley West. David, senior year, a lot of success on that wrestling mat, but you put in a lot of hard work. You're captain on this year's team. Let's go back to this past weekend, the Wyoming Valley Conference Wrestling Championships. What was that experience like for you?
It was really exciting winning my fourth time around. Coming in my freshman year after I won it the first time, it was just I want to win this one, I want to keep winning, so I just kept putting in the hard work, and it came out to my advantage at the end of the day.
Let's talk about why you think you're winning. Is it just the work ethic that you have? Is it the style you've developed, strength, speed? Take us through technique, all the different things.
My coaches in the room really pushed me. I work with Kyle Savage, which was a state place winner. He's really good. Derek Sims, he was really good in the district, so he helps me out a lot. Coach Vasello, he keeps my head straight, he keeps me pushing to my limits. And then my teammates, it's like steel on steel. They keep me grinding, and I keep them grinding.
As far as the guys in the room on this team, you have some young guys at good weights that you're able to work out with as well, or help them, give them tips. Talk about your advice to some of the underclassmen.
I tell them just keep their head on straight. You want to keep pushing. These when you're younger, it might not seem but it goes by real quick. My 4 years went by real quick. You want to live it up. You want to do your best in those younger years, for when you get to the older years, it finally all pays off.
Older sister Paige, talk about her and your relationship, what she's up to.
She's doing good. I love her. She's working. She works at a couple restaurants right now. She's looking into colleges. She's getting back into things. So
awesome. A hard worker. So it must run in the family. Let's talk about clubs and organizations, journalism and yearbook. Do you enjoy being involved?
I like taking pictures. I like keeping up date with the news. In the school, I do the school newspaper. I work on the yearbook with everybody. It's really fun. I like it a lot.
Science and math, a couple subjects you like, a little over a B average in the classroom, so you're doing a pretty good job there. Let's talk about that next step for you in college, what you're looking for.
I'm looking to just get a good education. I'm more worried about the education part than the wrestling part, but I would love to wrestle in college. Division II, Division I is my goal. I'm just looking into that. I'm excited to go to college. It's going to be a big part of my life.
Rocky Bonomo, a pretty big name in northeastern Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about why you look up to him.
I look up to him. He taught me my whole life since I was I couldn't remember maybe 3, 4, 5, even before Coach Burke, my elementary coach, he helped me out a lot too, but he helped me out a lot in elementary too. He took me underneath his wing, and it was really cool for him to do that, because he was so big into wrestling, and just to know him personally and work out with him every day, it was a lot of fun, and he taught me a lot of stuff, keeping my head on straight too to this day. I give him a lot of respect for all that.
If we see you on the mat and there's just a spotlight, who are the fans cheering you on?
My friends are always there for me. I love those guys. They're always there for me. My family, my mom, my dad, they never miss a meet since my first wrestling meet ever. They took me all over the country. They helped me out a lot. I really thank them for that.
Goals for you as far as what you would like to see yourself do this year? Is it the ultimate prize?
Yeah, I want to be in the state championship this year. I'm working towards that goal. And if if I can't reach that, I want to be at least in that 3rd and 4th place match. I want to place high, get some good competition in, and get my name out there even more.
You analyze your last couple of years, and here it is, your senior year. What do you think that one element is you're missing? Was it, the endurance, the technique, the experience, the mental aspect?
I was always there in like my head and stuff. Like I just felt like I needed to get a little bit stronger this year, and which I did, and I kept my weight in check. Like weight's always a big thing in wrestling, so I kept my weight down all summer, and I'm still at the same weight I was at last year. So the guys that are coming up, they're younger, but they're still good in competition there. Guys kept their weight too, but I feel stronger at the weight I'm at, and I plan to stay there the whole rest of the year.
All right, David, congratulations on what you accomplished this past weekend, but I know you have bigger and better things that you want to do this year. Go get them.
Thank you.
Dave White with us, a senior 195-pounder. Dave, let's talk a little bit about what your goals are this year. What do you want to try to accomplish on the wrestling mat?
My goals this year are to be a district champ this year and make a run in regionals and try to make it to states this year.
Talk about some of the competition you faced so far this year.
This year, Excalibur had some tough opponents this year. I mean, I took 7th there. WVC tournament always has some tough guys there. Took 2nd there. And hoping to have a good year.
Talk about some of that main competition in District 2, guys that you're going to face that will,
District
make
2,
or break you.
Yeah, District 2 is tough. There's a lot of good guys. Seth Hunsinger from Hazleton beat me in the finals. I mean, we wrestled them in 2 weeks. There's a lot of, I can name a whole list.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what it's like to be you and be in the classroom. You like science and history.
Yeah, those are my favorite subjects.
Doing really well in the classroom. So talk about that, what you enjoy.
Science, that's my favorite subject. And
You have a favorite teacher?
not really.
Not really?
No.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the next step for you at King's College.
The next step, I'm going to King's College for criminal justice, and I plan to wrestle there.
Awesome. Let's talk about your mom and dad and your relationship with them and them supporting you and why they're role models for you.
My mom and dad are great. Ever since I was little, taking me to tournaments, just being there, supporting me. Great.
Little brother EJ?
Yeah.
I'm sure he thinks the world of you. He's only 4 years old. Talk about your relationship with him.
It's great. I love my little brother. He comes to all my matches. He's great.
This group of guys, you got a lot of younger guys at a lot of younger weights. Talk about what you try to do to maybe help them, even though you're not probably wrestling them in the room. But there's always probably some good advice about keeping the mental part when you're on the mat, not getting too upset if you get a loss.
Yeah, no, I don't. They're a lot lighter than me, but they're great. Our underclassmen this year, they're going to be doing great things. I just try to tell them, just go out there and just go for it, basically.
All right, Dave. Well, best of luck at King's College, and we hope you have a great senior season.
Thank you.